That didn't work. See that? I need to catch my breath. What's up, YouTube? My name's Kiana and welcome to my channel. I'm not a camera person. I'm not the type of person you'll see sitting in front of a camera talking, but I'm doing it. So today I'm gonna be finally telling the story of how I found out I was pregnant at 14 years old. My baby's due July 1st. Yeah. I realized that I never mentioned what gender I'm having, and I'm having a girl and I'm naming her Summer. So I am currently 6 months pregnant, but I have a cute little 4th of July baby. I was gonna do a Q&A video instead of this one because it is crazy how many teenagers I have texting me, asking me questions. And like, I know it's like a really stressful thing for a lot of people. It was stressful for me, and it still kind of is. But like, I would love to make a video just like that I know would help people out. I don't make any sense, and I realize that, and I'm working on it. But I really hope this video itself is really helpful. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. Yeah. Back in August, my baby daddy, he found me on Instagram. He was in my DMs for like the longest. I remember one day I was doing rates with my friend, and I rated him a 4 out of 10. My baby daddy called me. I was in the middle of talking, so I'm gonna start over. Okay, back in August, this boy slid in my DMs. Okay, I had a boyfriend at the time, so I didn't really reply, but he was in my DMs for the longest. Everyone's texting me right now. Like, my mom's texting me, my boyfriend's texting me. Still, I never really answered his DM. I just did the rate because he liked the post, and I was like, okay. I didn't really think anything of it. But one day, I posted a picture outside of the apartment that I live at, and he was like, "Why are you at my house?" And of course I replied. I was like, I kind of got an attitude by him saying that because I thought it was just kind of weird, and I was like, "What do you mean I live there?" And he was like, "I live there too." I was like, okay. I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't thinking that this is gonna be my baby daddy. I didn't really give him any attention. He kept wanting me to meet up with him outside, and I was like, okay, one day, maybe. So finally, I met up with him after my best friend at the time's birthday dinner. It was like 12 o'clock at night, and I was going to Alabama the next day, so I was really like taking time out to see him. Because first of all, I had to go in the house and pack, and it was 12 o'clock at night. But he kept asking me to come outside, and I was like, okay, wait till I get home. It was October 3rd when we first met in person for the first time, and he was not who I expected him to be at all. I saw pictures of him, of course, on his Instagram, but like, he didn't look the same in person. He was a lot cuter in person. And like, he had this energy that I was messing with a lot.
So I kind of fell for him. He put his arm around me and all that, and I was like, love at first sight type stuff.
And I really liked him. I ended up actually really enjoying like talking to him, and so yeah, I went home, packed my bag, and I went to Alabama the next day. The whole trip we were like texting. Then when I got back, I met up with him again outside, sat on the stairs, we talked. He asked me out October 7th, and I said yes because I liked him. And yeah, we would like hang out outside like every single day for a while, and we would like go on walks and stuff and just talk and get to know each other. Met my mom, and then he finally came inside my house, and we just chilled in my room. Nothing happened that day. We just like chilled. I think we watched a movie, I don't know. Then after that day that he finally came over my house, we hung out outside a couple more times before he came back in, just because I didn't want to ask my mom if this boy could come over like every day, even though I wouldn't ever come over every day, and I would have loved that. Then one day we were texting at school, and I guess over time, sex started becoming a topic, but that day specifically it did, because he was coming over that day and he was like, yo, do you want to go ahead and get that over with? And I was like, he knew I was a virgin, which I was a virgin before I met him. But I was like, all my friends are doing it, why not? But I was like, you know, make sure you just bring a condom. That's one smart thing I did do. I told him, you know, get a condom. And he was like, I will, but I'm just telling you, no, I don't really like using condoms, and I don't use condoms. And I was like, okay. I was like, you know, at least he's being respectful of it being my first time, and he's gonna get one. He got one from his friend. He came over that day, and I'm not gonna go into detail at all, but I'm gonna just say the condom broke. I was bleeding, and it was a mess. It wasn't that enjoyable. He was super calm about the condom breaking, so I didn't really question him. I just kind of paid attention to the fact that I was bleeding, for one. And I was kind of thinking in the back of my head, like, I'm not a virgin anymore. Wow. But I didn't really pay attention to the fact that the condom broke. I just kind of let it go. I was like, you know, he's not dumb. He was not a virgin before me. So I was like, you know, he's done this before. He's not stupid. Keep in mind, I wasn't on birth control or anything. I was just, you know, yeah. I probably should have, you know, been more cautious about the fact that it broke, but I didn't. Do I regret it? Yeah. We had sex a couple more times after that, and we didn't use protection at all, because like I trusted him. I was like, you know, he's not dumb. He knows what he's doing. He doesn't even really use condoms with any other girl, so I'm not gonna be that annoying girl. Also, like, the condom that he got was cheap. He came in my room and told me like, it's a cheap condom, but he got it from his friend. So I just want to give a special shout out to his friend, because he's the reason I got a baby in me. I am pretty sure the first time I had sex was when I got pregnant, and the timing of when I got my first ultrasound, it matched perfectly up to that day. So I was like, you know, shout out to you. I'm gonna just say this now. I was gonna say it later in the story, but this is my life now. Now that everything's happening so quickly, it's kind of hard to imagine just not being my life. And I mean, I know there's ways that I could have prevented this, but I can't go back in time. I can't keep regretting it. So, you know, I'm happy. And I'm going to do all I can to be the best mother that I can, period. Like, the reason it's so surprising to me that I got pregnant, because before I lost my virginity, compared to other girls who are younger than me, I'm not really into sex at all. And I'm still not. Like, it's just something to do. It's not something I'm eager to do. It's not something I was eager to do. I just did it because, you know, everyone else is doing it. What can the harm be? But if you are eager to do it, or if you're just gonna do it, period, use protection. So after a while, I noticed that I had missed my period, which I didn't think anything of it, because I got my period like a year ago. I started my period when I was 13, and like for a while they were really irregular. Like, I didn't start having regular periods until like a few months before I started having sex, so I didn't think anything of it. You know, I told my friend, like, I missed my period, and she was like, you're probably pregnant. And I was like, no. Don't even say something like that. I'm not pregnant. In my defense, like I said, irregular periods and missing my period was nothing uncommon for me, especially since I haven't had my period for that long, and because I had no symptoms, at least none that I can notice. I can't be pregnant because I'm not throwing up or anything, so like, there's nothing wrong with me. I texted my boyfriend, I was like, if you can you maybe get me a pregnancy test, because I just want to be safe, just so I can prove this girl wrong that I'm not pregnant. I wasn't like on him every second of the day to get one, so I kind of forgot about it, and I never ended up getting one. We're gonna fast forward to November 23rd. And this day, I got my hair done. I got these box braids. Here's a picture. Okay, I don't know why I'm telling you this because it really doesn't matter. But I was sitting in that chair for 5 hours. So you know I was hungry. So I went to Taco Bell and I got me like 3 tacos and a Mexican pizza. And I ate every single bit of it. And I even wanted more when I was done. But that's not the point. I got home and my mom was like, you know, you still haven't got your period yet. And I was like, no. So she looked at me like every mom would. And she was like, have you had sex? I said no. She said, are you pregnant? I said no. Then, you know, after her little interrogation, she said, do you promise? I sat there for like 5 seconds and I just looked at her and I said no. So she was like, so you have had sex? And I was like, yeah. And keep in mind, my mom and me are really close. And I never really lied to her. So when she asked me if I promised, it broke me. Like I was like, I'm sitting here lying to her. And you know, there could be possibly something going on. So she does need to know. So she was like, you know, I'm gonna have to make you take a test, right? And I was like, yeah. But she was real cool about it. She wasn't yelling at me. She wasn't mad. She was disappointed that I didn't tell her, of course. But, you know, she was real open about, like, when she lost her virginity. And, like, she made me feel a lot better. Because I was feeling very guilty to the point where I was sitting on the kitchen floor crying. I was bawling. I was being a little overdramatic because she was looking at me like I was crazy. Like, I was doing the most. But I felt so bad. But, luckily, the trash can was right next to me when I got off the kitchen floor. And I threw up every bit of that Taco Bell I had ate. And I looked at her and I started crying again. I was like, God is sending me a sign that I'm pregnant. Oh, I'm out of breath again. Like, being pregnant ain't easy. That was my first time actually throwing up just for no reason. So I was like, you know, we're getting a test tonight. She was like, it's like 12 o'clock at night. And I was like, we're getting a test tonight. So I texted my boyfriend. I was like, you know, I told my mom that I've been having sex and she thinks I'm pregnant. And he was like, you're not pregnant. I was like, well, I did just throw up all my food that I ate. So could you cash out me some money to go get a pregnancy test? He did. He sent the money. Me and my mom went to Walgreens and got a test. Then we came home and I took the test, peed on the stick. I was being real stupid because for some reason she handed it to me. She handed me a test and I was like, my mind went blank. I was like, what do I do with this? I was just like shocked. Like, if I'm pregnant, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna beat me? Am I gonna get kicked out? What's gonna happen? Which my mom would never kick me out nor beat me, but you know, I was scared. But I peed on it, gave it to my mom. My mom had a dumb moment too, because she was like holding it upside down and she was like, why is it nothing happening? And I was like, took it from her. I was like, it's upside down. And then when I flipped it upside down, I immediately saw 2 lines, which means you're pregnant. And I was like, wow. And my mom looked at me and she was like, you're pregnant. She just looked at me. She gave me like that death stare. I didn't say anything. Since my boyfriend lives in the same apartment complex as me, I was like, okay, so are we gonna walk over there? And she was like, yep, we're gonna go over there and tell his mom. Keep in mind, I've never met his mom. His mom didn't know about me. And my mom has never met his mom. So her perspective, I don't really know how she felt with 2 strangers walking into her house saying that their son got a girl pregnant. But we did it. We walked over there. And to lighten the mood, I walked in his house. He was sitting on the couch, you know, with his head down. But he didn't have shoes on. He didn't have socks on either. And to me, even if he has the cleanest feet on earth, men's feet are disgusting. I hate them. Like, I could I can't do it. And the first thing I saw was his feet, and it was nasty because I don't like guys' feet. They just look weird to me, and their toes are all long and So, you know, my mom talked to his mom, and usually in a moment like that I would be crying my eyes out. But you know, I was so disappointed in myself. Like, guilt is real. Like, the guilt that day was real. I couldn't even cry, and that's like weird for me because I'm a very emotional person. And I was sitting there, I was like just so disappointed in myself, for one, and I was just so scared. I was like, what's gonna happen? And they talked, they cried. That's when I started to cry because I saw my mom crying, and whenever my mom cries, it breaks my heart because she's like my best friend. But you know, they had a talk, and I went home. We walked back home, and then me and my mom had a talk, and she was like, you know, it's your body. You can have an abortion if you want, or you can have the baby, because I will be supporting you 100%, and I'll make sure that you get through this. My mom was also she was straight up with me about it. She was like, I don't really agree with abortions, but it is your body, so if you want to do that, do that. And I'm extremely happy that I didn't get an abortion because crazy enough, this pregnancy has changed my life for the better. It gives me something to live for, it gives me something to work hard for. And you know, I've grown as a person so much because I used to be really shy, and now I walk around with my head up high and I'm confident. Like, I'm not scared to go around being a 14-year-old pregnant. Like, it is what it is. And like, I've grown so much as a person. My confidence has gone up, and I can take pride in this. Not that it's something that you should necessarily take pride in, and this isn't me promoting teen pregnancy at all. Like, if you can avoid it, avoid it. But you know, if it happens, it happens. You gotta deal with it. And it's something that I don't let people bring me down about, because my whole life I've been really insecure about what people think about me, and now I don't care. Like, she gave me time to think. We had a very emotional talk. Like, me and her cried together a lot that night. And then my boyfriend's mom was very disappointed in him, of course. So she took his phone. I couldn't talk to him that night, which was kind of hard for me because you're like, I just found out me and my boyfriend are having a baby and I can't even talk to him. But that was on a Saturday. So, you know, I went to sleep, woke up. I don't really remember what really happened like the next day. I think I talked to him that night, like Sunday night. You know, we talked about it. I don't really remember how that, or like me and his first talk went about this whole pregnancy thing. I don't remember that at all. But the only person that I had told was my grandma and my best friend at the time. Eventually my mom told my dad, and because my mom and my dad aren't together or anything like that, but she told him. I didn't tell him because I was scared. When you're scared, the only thing you can think about is what everyone else is gonna think, and you know, who's gonna not agree and who is gonna agree. And it meant the world to me to know that my mom had my back 100% with whatever decision I decided to make. So as you can tell, I decided to keep the baby. My boyfriend, he knew that it's my body and my decision. He didn't really put a say into it. He was like, you know, either way, he's fine with it. He didn't pressure me to keep it. He didn't pressure me to get rid of it, which I respect him for it. But I decided to keep the baby. It was actually fall break when I found out I was pregnant. Well, there was 2 days before fall break when I found out I was pregnant. I went to school. Only person who knew was my best friend. She didn't tell anybody. I didn't tell anybody. And I didn't have a belly bump, so nobody knew. I just lived my life, you know, went to school, got my education, and that was that. Then fall break came, so it was Thursday, November 27th, and that's the day I had my first ultrasound. That day, my mom, my baby brother, my boyfriend, his sister, and his mom all went to the ultrasound with me, and that day was like emotional for me. I didn't cry, but it was really eye-opening, and like it was crazy. Like when you finally, like, they give you an ultrasound for the first time, it's like, wow, there's a baby in me. And like I heard the heartbeat, and it was like, it was amazing. I loved it. I thought it was so sweet. Look how little, it's so cute. And when I got my first ultrasound, I was 9 weeks pregnant. Yeah. So it was kind of shocking to me when she said I was 9 weeks, because like I was pregnant for that long and I didn't know. So I didn't end up coming out about my pregnancy until December 8th. And I don't really remember what happened between the day I got my ultrasound and December 8th. I think it was just kind of normalizing itself. Nothing really happened, nothing drastic happened. But finally the day came, and I was eager to get this out. I was ready to come out about my pregnancy, because I, for one, was having super bad morning sickness. I was throwing up a lot, and my symptoms were really coming through. And I was missing a lot of school, and I kept telling people, you know, I'm sick. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there. I wanted to wait until Christmas break, but I didn't. I was just ready to get it over with. So I'm so out of breath. So I made the post on Instagram. I'll just put it right here. And you know, I got a lot of support. I expected it to be a lot of hate. Like, it meant the world to me. Seriously, it did. Just know the people out here really got my back, and like they're not gonna criticize me for deciding to keep the baby or anything. And you know, like that day, it was like I was so happy that day, because you know, I kept getting texts. People kept texting me and calling me, telling me congratulations, telling me that they think I'm gonna be a good mom. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like it was crazy how much support I got. But of course, you know, I did get hate. I didn't get too much. I'm pretty sure there were people out there who didn't agree with me, which I know for a fact there are many people who to this day still won't agree with me, and that's fine. Some people did, you know, put their opinions out on social media, which I ignored it the best I could. I did really good. I'm proud of myself. I didn't really go off. Their opinion means nothing. It just means nothing to me, because it's my life, and I will live my life how I decide to live it. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. My DMs are open, always. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed watching, and stay tuned for my next video, whenever and whatever that'll be. Bye.
The lights, you know it's money everywhere. Part in my pockets, I had to drop it 'cause you dead.